And I'm just going to share my screen. The green ring's not there, but can you guys let me know? You can all see my screen there. Okay, they're using MEALZEE. Yep, awesome. Okay, so guys, basically the purpose of this today is not actually about how to use MEALZEE and how to edit meal plans and everything. This is specifically about using the promo recipe ebooks to grow your business. A bit of a plug for my podcast. If you've heard my podcast, How to Build a Profitable Nutrition Business, I'm a big advocate on health professionals being financially viable, because I think traditionally as health professionals, we get in this to help people and we're probably not as good at business. And that was certainly me. Fortunately, my wife was business-minded, which sort of kept our business afloat. But using these promo recipe ebooks, it's really about having a tool to help grow your business. And hopefully by the end of the day, you'll have a few ideas on how you might use that. Now, also, please feel free to interrupt, ask a question. If you're not sure of something, I'd rather you ask a question here, because if you're thinking it, someone else is probably thinking it as well. All right, so let's hook into it. So why use these promo recipe ebooks? You can use them as a lead magnet. For those that aren't aware, a lead magnet is just something you give away for free in exchange, essentially, for someone's details, phone number, email, name, that you can potentially market to down the track. It's also about building relationships with your existing clients. So there's a lot of functionality within the promo recipe ebooks that you can use to engage clients. And then also you can do it automatically. So these recipe ebooks are set up to work automatically, and ultimately that will work to sort of build sales. Now, up in the comments for me here, if you've ever had a Kinder Surprise or you've bought one for your kid. Now, I'm a dietitian. I was always going to be one of these people that, didn't buy these things for my kids, but my 5-year-old daughter has me wrapped around my finger. And when she says jump, I say how high, and she's wanted a Kinder Surprise before. Now, the reason I talk about Kinder Surprise is they've sold 30 billion of these worldwide. So they're a pretty successful product. And I like to think about promo recipe ebooks as a bit like a Kinder Surprise, okay? So the recipe ebooks are great. There's all dietitian and nutritionist created recipes within them, editable shopping lists. They can customize the recipes, serve quantities and everything else. But the promo recipe ebooks also have the option to add extra value. You can put webinars into these promo recipe ebooks. You can put educational content. You can have buttons where they can click on and engage with you directly. And so I like to think of it as a bit of a Kinder Surprise. The other analogy I had was Trojan horse, but that kind of lends itself to being a little bit deceptive. So it's really about trying to surprise and delight our clients, okay? Before I get into that, I'm just going to talk about the types of formats we've got in MEALZEE, okay? So because it can be important to distinguish between them. We've got meal plan ebooks, okay? And PDFs. Then we've got recipe ebooks, and then we've got promo recipe ebooks. And so firstly, what they've all got in common is that they basically all have the ability to download PDFs, recipes, meal plans, and a shopping list. They come with the ability to customize recipes further, which is pretty cool. So many times I've created a meal plan, given it to a client, and they forgot to tell me that they don't eat X or Y, so they can now customize it themselves. They're all white labeled, so they're all branded as yours. You'll notice nothing in the ebooks or the PDFs are branded as MEALZEE. Even the links are mealguide.pro, which is like a ghost URL. And then they all come with an editable shopping list, which is pretty cool. Your clients can edit the shopping list based on what they've got at home. And then lastly, they all have the ability to hide all the nutrition information, the nutrition tags, meal tags, and also the customized recipes. So that's what they've got in common. Now, how they're different to each other is the meal plan ebooks, the recipes are listed Monday through Sunday, so they're more prescriptive. There's a 7-day nutrition information panel there as well, which you can hide, of course. They're likely to have been more edited. So if you're giving a meal plan to a client, it's likely that you've moved things around, utilized the same ingredients, tried to be as crafty as you can to save your clients money. And then you're probably also focused a little bit more on the nutrition detail, because they are more likely to follow this, Monday through Sunday, albeit not perfectly, more so than a recipe ebook. And the meal plan ebook, they can download the 7-day PDF as well. Now, a recipe ebook, very similar to look at. The big difference is that they're under the headings of, the recipes are under the headings of breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever it may be. It's just a suggestion on what they might have. They don't have a 7-day nutrition information panel. The nutrition is just on individual recipe cards, which again, you can actually hide if you don't want your clients to see that. Now, the promo recipe ebooks, which is what we're going to get into today, the promo recipe ebooks are basically the same as the recipe ebooks, but the big difference is that with the meal plan ebooks and the standard recipe ebooks is when your client fills out that form, that generates the recipes in your account. You run your eye over the recipes, but then you'd sort of type a little note to them and generate a link and send it to them. The promo recipe ebooks generate on the spot. Okay, so they fill out the form, but your client actually gets a recipe ebook as they've submitted the form within a matter of seconds. So you don't have to do anything. Now, because of that, then you probably need to build these pages ahead of time, because you would build the very first page. You want to, that's when they generate that book, that's the first thing they're going to see. And then also within the promo recipe ebooks is the ability to add buttons that they can engage with. So it's an interactive ebook. Now, how might you use these promo recipe ebooks? These are just some ideas. You may have more, and if you do, fantastic, please share them. But you might use it as a free lead magnet, okay? And I'll go through an example of that. So, you know, someone fills out the form, you collect their details, they get a recipe ebook. You could do themed recipe ebooks, and I've got an example of that here for you as well. So things like high protein dinner ideas or Mediterranean lunch ideas, whatever it may be. You could use it as a re-engagement tool. So you might have a list of 2,000, you know, past clients or people that have followed you, but 200 might be active members or clients. So a re-engagement tool is you could put some promotional things in there about new services they may, or new offers that they may not be familiar with, and give that as a gift. And so they're seeing that when they get that ebook. You could use it as a client retention tool for existing members or clients. So for each month they're a member, they get a new ebook, for example. It could be a value add to existing members or clients. And then what I do is I use it as a monthly subscription. So people pay a low cost amount per month and they get a new recipe ebook each month. Now, what we've got in our accounts, you'll notice in the promo settings, so this is where you set your books up. There's 3 ebooks, okay? So you click on each, and that's where you can set them up, and that's what I'll be going through shortly. So I like, again, you don't have to do it this way, but it's just how I like an idea of how you might use it, is I think of it as a bit like a funnel. Okay, so for anyone, has anyone here not heard of a funnel idea when it comes to marketing? The funnel, you've got that top of funnel, which is what we would call a cold audience. This is actually also in your worksheets, guys. So there's an explanation of cold, warm, and hot audience. Cold audience being people that aren't familiar with you. They've never really seen your product. You're new to them, they're new to you. So you're giving away something for free. Warm audience, maybe that they've been following you for some time or they've purchased from you before. And there's the idea of a hot audience where these are clients that you could sell ice to if they were Eskimos. They will buy whatever you've got and you can sell your high ticket items to them. And so we use these recipe ebooks. I use these recipe ebooks as a bit like a funnel system. So my first promo recipe ebook is my free lead magnet. It's there to attract new leads who are unfamiliar with me. I can share it via social media, and that's what I'll be showing you today using ManyChat. Yeah, so you can use that through ManyChat or a QR code. So think about that for a second. You can put the link for the client questionnaire for promo ebook 1 behind a QR code on a poster. And then what you can do is, for example, might look something like that. Put those posters all around your community, or you could do it up like a sticker, for example, put stickers around your community. People are scanning that, filling out that client questionnaire. They're getting a promo recipe ebook on the spot, but within it are all your business details and promotions and offers and whatever it may be. Okay, so it could be a tool that could potentially grow for years for you. You know, if you're looking at cost per acquisition, the duration of that could be, you know, quite beneficial for you once you set that up. Promo ebook 2, this is the one that I use as a monthly subscription. So in my promo ebook 1, I introduce myself on the first page, but then on the third page, I use that to sell my monthly subscription, which is promo ebook 2. $10 a month. Basically, at the start of every month, I then send out the link for promo ebook 2. Now, within that, I'm then talking about my consult packages or sort of higher ticket offers. They already are familiar with me, and I'm just offering that bit more value. And I also put a webinar into that one as well. If you see, I'll actually give you an example here in a second, but you can use that to really advertise the higher ticket items that you might sell. Promo ebook 3 could be for a hot audience. So it might be that you've got premium services and you want to use the ebook 3 for that in some way. I actually don't use it for that. I use this as my spare that I then create themed recipe ebooks, and I share that all over social media, whether it's high protein dinner ideas or something. And that's what I'm going to show you when I set up the ManyChat automation. So I might even post these into the chat, guys. So this is my free one, So this is my promo ebook 1, just an example. So you can click on that. Now, these are mobile friendly, okay? So you're looking at this on a computer, but it looks quite good on mobile. So I basically, what I'm doing here is I introduce myself, okay? So you got to think these people are new to me. They've never heard of me before. I'm just introducing who I am. I'm talking about what I offer, but I'm not really selling too much. I've also built in some extra buttons here. So if someone wanted help with this, I'm happy to help you out, where they could click it and share this via email to a friend, or they could share it on Facebook, or they could SMS it to a friend. So these are not inbuilt things in MEALZEE, but it's sort of code I've built in, because these pages are essentially web pages. So you can build in some code there. And so if you needed help with that, I'm happy to help out. And the idea being, if they like this ebook and they wanted to share it with a friend, then it's kind of helping you grow your list exponentially. So then page 2 is always the instruction page. But as you can see, there's our very first lead magnet, okay, very first value add. So if they click on that, it takes them to a web page where they give me their name and email, and then they get a free weekly meal planner. Then in page 3, this is where they're getting my low-cost subscription, monthly subscription. And if they sign up to that, they're in my list. Then I send out a link each month where they then generate a recipe ebook, which is actually promo ebook 2. So this is promo ebook 2. So I'm talking a little bit about what it is they've purchased, your recipe inspiration. I put a new webinar in there each month for them. And then I've got my consult packages on the 3rd page. Okay, and then promo recipe ebook 3, this is where I use it to promote. I use it for like themed recipe ebooks. So I've got anti-inflammatory dinner ideas. And if we skip across, you can see here that it's just got dinner ideas. I don't have breakfast, lunch, snacks. And so I can show you how to set that up as well. Or it might be low carb dinner ideas or breakfast ideas. And so we'll go through setting that up. All right, so I might even do a quick demo of that for you, and then we'll go through setting these up, okay? So to create a themed recipe ebook, and this is something that I'll do this one here. So let's say I'll do low carb dinner ideas. So for these themed recipe ebooks, I fill the form out myself, okay? So I fill out the form, and then I'm actually giving out the link. Would anyone be interested in doing themed recipe ebooks? So you can do, Mel, you might in that low carb space maybe.
Yeah.
So what you could do, right? You can use your email or a fake email. So if we went fake@test.com, because it doesn't matter. This is just going into your system. And the name is what you would call the ebook. So if we went low carb dinner, ideas, the rest of it you can kind of make up. It doesn't really matter because you're going to change the recipes, okay? Let's go 185 by 99 active. And then I just put low carb and then hit submit. And so this is what your clients would be seeing. They're filling out this form, and then within 10 seconds, it will generate an ebook for them on the spot. And then the benefit of this, so what I use here for promo ebook 3, whatever I've put on these pages, so whatever I've called it, whatever content I've put in there, whatever header button, footer button, and then info on page 3 that I've put in, that is what the client sees for good in the recipe ebook. It's done and dusted. So once that link's generated, that information is stuck there. It's cemented in time. But what you can change is the recipes. So if someone does a promo recipe ebook from you and they want a recipe change, you can actually go in and change their recipes. So you can see this is the ebook that's being generated. This is an example, like if you're giving this to your existing members, you could use page 3 as a bit of a newsletter. This is what we're up to this month kind of thing, rather than promoting something else because they're already a member. There's cool little buttons too I haven't really talked about, but this is in the step-by-step guide, but you can put in a WhatsApp or message us. They click on that button, it will open up their WhatsApp, but directly to your number, or their messenger directly to your Facebook page. So there's some real interaction where your clients can engage directly with you, which is great if they're, a premium level customer or a member or a regular client. You're giving them that extra line of communication. And so you can see here, this might be low carb, an entire low carb recipe ebook, but because I've called it low carb dinner ideas, I'm going to then go into my account. I'll go to the recipe ebooks, and this will just refresh. There's the low carb folder that I just created. And And then from here, what I'm going to do is call the dinners low carb dinner ideas. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually call lunch low carb dinner ideas as well. And I'll show you this as an example. And then I could drag any of the meals around. For example, that looks more like a lunch, whereas that one's a dinner. So I'm going to move the dinner to the lunch, because what I can do is replace the dinner. When I go and search the recipe database, it will show me dinners. Whereas if I do that at lunch, it's only going to show me lunches. So same sort of thing. That one is probably not a dinner. Neither is the sandwich, but I won't worry about that. But just imagine now I've got 7 dinners there and 7 dinners there that are all low carb dinner ideas. So this will be a low carb bread roll, like using the high protein bread rolls. What I can do to get rid of the breakfast, I'll just unlock them all, delete them. And because I've deleted them, they don't show up in the ebook at all. And the other thing is, because I've called the lunch and the dinners the exact same thing, they merge into one. So it doesn't show up twice, it just merges. So now I'll just have 14 low carb dinner ideas. You might just do 7, you can do 21, it's whatever you want to do. Now I've deleted all of them, and I just always get in the habit of locking everything. So if I refresh this page and then skip across, so there, now we've just got low carb dinner ideas. It's gotten rid of everything else, and that's all it's showing. Okay, so what I would do then with my clients is I would use this link and I would share that link. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that then with this cool automation that's ManyChat. Has anyone here heard of ManyChat? Yeah. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through these other promo recipe ebooks, and then we'll get onto the ManyChat automation. Okay, so this is the worksheet, guys, that will help you step through these promo recipe ebooks, but I'm just going to quickly go through it for you and show you the different parts. But the idea is that you're having a think about what it is you want your clients to see, because they're generating an ebook that once they've generated, you don't have control of the content they see. You have control of the recipes, but not the content. And so this worksheet is about getting you to think about the different parts that you want to see or get them to click on, or how you want them to interact with you, okay? So promo ebook 1, I use, like I said, this is my free lead magnet. They're going to see that it's come from Your Nutrition Pro. For the most part, the business name is always going to be the same, but maybe you've got 2 businesses, and the problem is the logo is always going to be the same. So you're likely to keep that the same. Promo ebook 1, my first page is me introducing myself, like I said, okay? And then what I've got here is a free weekly meal planner. Now, you need a website for this, but we are likely to, if there's enough interest from you guys, build this into MEALZEE, where you could actually like create a recipe ebook, and we'll build a form where they could enter a form and then download a particular themed recipe ebook. For this PDF meal planner, if I show you this page, this is built on our website on Kajabi. When they click on that link, it takes them to this page, and then they give me their name and email, and then they get a PDF. So for this at the moment, you do need a web page where you can have forms on it. You know, does everyone have the ability to do that? Like, have you got forms on your website? Yeah. So as all you're doing here is you're just giving the link in the promo recipe ebook to that page. So it's nice and simple. They click on it, that's where it takes them. Now you can turn these off. If you don't want that button on there, you can turn it off. You can change the colors of the buttons. If you like the hex code, just go down and it will show you the hex. But you can basically, they're fairly interactive on what you want them to do. There's a footer button. So there's one in the header, which is what you'll see up there. And then there's also one in the footer. And so that's what these are. That one's the header, that one's the footer. So I've just got here, join Facebook group, and then I've got a link to our Facebook group. I've got the colors turned on. Now, it's important as well that you use this preview button to see what it looks like on different mobile devices. Most people are going to be accessing this on their mobile. So it's about sort of checking what it looks like on different devices. And then this part here is page 3. So again, another landing page, opportunity to educate. You can put in, just like page 1, you can put in YouTube videos. So if you've got a YouTube video on, you know, the benefits of a Mediterranean diet for cardiovascular disease, you put the YouTube link in there, it appears then in the book. You can put in images, you can put in links. So it might be that you've got a booking calendar and you say, click here to book an appointment. You highlight the text that you want that to be, and then you put the link in there, and then when you save it, they'll click on that and it will take them to your booking calendar. So it's fairly interactive, and it's just like a web page. You can basically do a lot with it. This page 3 has its own call to action buttons. So again, you can give it a name, the link that you want to take them, turn it on or off, and then change the color. What we've got down the bottom here, for promo ebook 1, because you don't know who's actually accessing this, it's probably safest to turn the nutrition information off. Okay, so you can hide that. If you want, you can leave it on, because what you can also do is set a calorie limit. So our calculators don't go below 1,200 calories, but for some that might be too aggressive. So you might say, well, I don't want them below 1,800 or 1,200 or whatever. So you can set a calorie limit there and it won't go below that. And then what you can also do is hide all the meal tags and the nutrition tags. And you can also hide the ability for the clients to customize the recipe. You can do all of this, by the way, on the recipe ebook tab. So that book that I just created, okay, I can actually go and do all of the exact same here, there. I can turn all that on and off. Now, I would hide the recipe customization on this one, because if I'm giving this link to 1,000 people, if one customizes it, then it's going to affect the link for everyone. So I always hide the recipe customization on my themed recipe ebooks. Now, the last part of the puzzle here is this interval message and frequency, okay? And you can preload tags. So if you wanted them to all just, like if they were filling out the form and you wanted low carb tags, you just preload those tags themselves. They can then add their own tags to it as well if they wanted gluten-free or whatever, but you'd preload some of the tags for them if you wanted to do that. Now, this interval frequency is important because if this is my free lead magnet, I want to probably set this up where they could only access it once every 6 months or 12 months. If it's a free lead magnet, they could just come back and grab this every month rather than get my recipe subscription, monthly subscription. So what I've done is set it up to once every 6 months. And then what happens if they try and download or fill out that form again within 6 months, they'll see this message that I've customized for them. You can type this in, it's fully customizable to whatever you want it to say, but that would pop up on the screen to show them a message about, you know, you've used your free allocation of recipe ebooks, click here to book an appointment or whatever it may be. So you can change this to whatever you want. So obviously for my free lead magnet, I've got that set up to once every 6 months. For the recipe subscription, I've just got it set up to, I did have it at once a week, because typically they're not going to be coming back every week to do it. It'll just be when they get the email, but you can change that to whatever you want. Any questions about that so far? No, all pretty good? Okay. So that's setting up the ebooks. If you go through your worksheet, that will help you with that. And I've also put videos. There's a little demo video there to click on. It'll take you to the parts where it talks about setting up the individual books through there, okay? The step-by-step guide isn't a fillable sheet, but it sort of talks about the anatomy of the recipe ebooks and what the different features are. So it's there also just to guide you. And of course, always reach out to me if you've got any questions. So then once you've got these promo recipe ebooks, it's pretty cool to use it with a tool like ManyChat. Okay, so ManyChat is automation software that is basically partnered with Meta, so Facebook and Instagram. You can and WhatsApp. You can do it. You can also do it on SMS and email. I'm only going to show you a simple automation, and I'll show you one that I set up yesterday on my dietitian account. The idea behind it is that, certainly with Instagram, for example, traditionally you would say, if you're giving away a recipe ebook or whatever it might be, you would say link in bio. And then they'd have to navigate to your bio, and then it takes them off the platform. What ManyChat does is it's automation where they would comment the word. So if you say, comment the word diet, and then they'd comment that word, and then automatically you can set up an automation where it sends them the link to the ebook, and it's showing engagement because they're engaging with your post. So that feeds into Meta. Meta thinks this is an engaging post. We're going to show it to more people, and you can automatically like it and things like that. So what I did yesterday is I set up this recipe ebook. I had a post, and I'll go through one manually as well, but basically I set up a post on the benefits of anti-inflammatory diet. And then I've just said comment diet to receive your free anti-inflammatory recipe ebook. Okay. So if they do that, if they contain the specific word diet, basically I've tracked first level comments, which means as soon as they comment the word diet, they're going to get one of these 3 messages that I've created. It'll automatically like their comment. And then what it does is it sends them a sequence of messages into their messenger. So Messenger, the open rates in Messenger are something like 88% compared to email, which is, 20 or 30%. And so when you've got them in Messenger, it's quite a powerful tool then to keep the conversation going. And so it'll comment that on the platform, but then they'll see this automation through Messenger. And so if I show you what it will look like, in Messenger, it'd say, hi, their first name. So, hi, Chris, thanks for your interest in our free anti-inflammatory ebook. Would you like a copy? They click yes, please. Great. Click the recipe ebook button below to access it. They click on that. They then get the recipe ebook, which within that is built with your promotions and offers and whatever else you've got there. Okay, so there's the ebook. Now, that's automated. I haven't done a thing. I've set that up. And so I'm going to go through setting one of them up for you right now. So if we go to automations. Now, there's a lot you can do with ManyChat. This, by the way, is what you can do on the free version. So I am using the paid version, but they've got a really generous free version, which you can do a lot of things with, which I think is amazing. So you would click on the automations there. Once you do that, you'll see up the top here, new automation. Click on that and then start from scratch. And so you're looking, what's going to be the trigger, okay? So the trigger, we're using either Instagram or Messenger. So if I go in Messenger, now you'll see anything with Pro on it is where you need a paid account, but you can see there's so many things there that don't have the Pro button. So they've got a really generous free account. So user comments on your post. And so what you've done is you've set up your ManyChat with your social media beforehand. It's connected to my Facebook pages. You can do specific post or any post, but any post is Pro. To be honest, you're probably going to do a specific post anyway. And then what you would do from here is pick the post. Okay, so this is going through all of the things there. So this is the one I did yesterday. So I'm just going to pretend to set this up. And then once you've selected the post, you'd say comment contains any words or specific words. So because in my creative, I've said comment the word diet, I would type diet there. It doesn't have to be, capitals don't matter. And then we'd say track first level comments, which basically means if they say diet in the first comment, then the trigger's automated and the sequence goes ahead. If they say diet again in a further comment, it's not going to trigger it every time. So we're only tracking first level comments. And then public auto response feed. Okay, now it's important that you type in at least 3 here. I think you can do up to 20, but if you do at least 3, I'm just typing nothing here because it's just an example. I'm not going to push this live, but it's good to show different responses so it doesn't look like a robot. Okay, you want to have sort of different responses to their engagement. Then you click on like comments and then save. Now, where it will take you is you would then go to the next step. Okay, so once they've done that, you use the personalization feature here. So we'd say, hi, first name. There's 2 ways you can do this. I like to get them to engage on the messenger post initially. So would you like a copy of our free recipe ebook? And then you do a quick reply button with yes, please. And then it takes them to the next step. Okay, so we'd say messenger, done. And so from there now, we'll go over here and we'd say, great, so you're replying. Click the button below to access your free recipe ebook and then enjoy. And then what you do here is you add a button. Okay, so we'd say open website, because remember our ebook links are essentially websites. They're a link. And so if we're using, I'll just use this one, for example, we would then say, there's the link if they click on it, and we'd change the name. So we'd call it, I know I've done low carb, but we'll say anti-inflammatory, and you've only got a certain amount of characters, or you might just say, recipe ebook, and then you can tag them as well, right? So there's additional actions here. You might want to tag them anti-inflammatory, so you can sort of track what it is how they've come into your system. and then you'd say, done, recipe ebook done, and then preview. So basically what happens is, hi, Chris, would you like a copy of our free recipe ebook? Yes, please. Then it sees that, great, click the button below, and then they click on that button and it takes them to the recipe ebook that you've put in. And that's as simple as that. So then you're giving them a recipe ebook that within there has your offers and your services. Now, once you've set this up, it's done. It's out there showing engagement on Meta for you. They're engaging on your posts. You can put in delays and images. I won't go through all of the power of ManyChat. It is a pretty amazing program, but it really drives that engagement on the platform. So it's actually rewarding your page or your account. And then Meta will show that post to more people as a result of that. And it's all automatic for you, which is pretty cool. All right, I won't set that as live. Does anyone have any questions on that? No, all good. So that there is a demo of that in the worksheet and step-by-step guide. So I'll put a little video in there about using that and then how you could set it up. So there's a little YouTube video. If you click on that, it'll go through it. But it's a really cool little program. Is ManyChat a free service? Yeah, I've probably answered that now, Lauren, if I've missed your question, sorry, mate. But there is a free version, which is what I just showed you then is free. Okay, there's obviously, like anything, there's a paid version, which gives you more features. But what I've just showed you there is free. Now, transparency, guys, I am an affiliate of ManyChat. So the links that I've put into the workbook affiliate link, okay, if you do sign up, it'd be amazing if you use that. But to be honest, if you don't, I don't care, because the free version for the most part is all you'll probably need. But yeah, I mean, I'm not an affiliate for many things. It's only the things I use that I think are awesome. And so it's a pretty cool tool that, I think it's been around for about 4 years. I first heard about it 4 or 5 years ago and just ignored it. But, having the recipe ebooks as something that sort of ties in quite nicely with it, I think it's a pretty cool tool that you can use to grow your business. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Does anyone have any questions before we go? There will be a recording of this video. So I know there was a fair bit for everyone to absorb. There's a lot of information there, but I'll be sort of uploading this onto YouTube and everyone will get a copy of this video. Thanks, Christy, no problem at all. But yeah, if you don't have any questions, we'll leave it there. If someone's got any questions, I'll hang around for 5, and then if someone's got questions, I'm happy to answer them. And I might just stop the recording here now.